Hi all, this is Game Girl.
And B8 Factor.
Welcome to Planetary Annihilation and our 8-player free-for-all on the planet Carnage. I am painted blue this game, usually black. I wanted to show you a little bit about an opening build and how efficient you can try to be with the commander. The best way to do that is to position your opening build to where your commander does not have to move much at all. So I've got a bot factory going, air factory, then I go to vehicle, a little bit of power, a little bit of storage.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Whenever you do this, you see that her commander is queued up to build all this stuff, and we'll go ahead and fast forward this a little bit. So he will build as much as he possibly can just by spinning around in this one location. And the time that he's not walking across the field to build something, the faster it gets built, the faster you're ahead of your opponents. And that is definitely very important. If you ever watch some of the replays of some of the top players, you'll see that same type of behavior. Every second counts in the very opening of a build.
And sometimes that's more difficult than other times if you land too close to a mechs or you've got some CSG in the way.
And that's why whenever you're getting ready to do your position, even if you have one starting position on a map like you do this particular one, picking the right starting position and thinking ahead how you're going to do things to start with, it plays into starting the game.
Yeah, so we've been in the lobby quite a few times with eager players wanting to start while we're trying to pick the perfect spot to land.
Absolutely. So let's tell you what, let's go through the players here. We got B8 Factor and Game Girl, of course. We got Existentialist, Ghost Pain 17, Mr. Godlike, and Awesome Dude Sam, Willer, and Force Edge. And let me just say that I don't see anybody that we have played with before.
No, and I believe in this game Force Edge kind of crashed on the way in, so they'll drop shortly. The only thing on there is the commander.
Okay. Now let's switch back over to me for a little bit and let's see what we got going on here. Now I've started in a spot where I am closely surrounded on all four sides by other players. I'm trying to secure some mexes out to get my open going. I did try to secure this with a little bit of a wall and a couple of point defenses, but you can see I'm already outmatched here on this little sortie, this tiny group of units from yellow, and he's going to continue to press on through. So what I do is try to save everything, is pull it all back, because I know these units can't kill that. I know I don't want to lose these fabricators, and as you can see, I'm going to lay down some mines really quickly and then move out of the way and let him try to absorb that. And that way I retain my actual units for gameplay. And you may notice here that I did a line instead of a sphere like a lot of the situations were. We're going to show you a quick tip on that really quickly. Okay.
Today's tooltip is brought to you by Game Girl and the letter M. Making mines the old-fashioned way is both costly and time-consuming. The automatic sphere shape often encroached on the layout of a base. Modding the mine layout to simply 2 lines is half as much metal, half as much time, and just as effective for defense at a choke point. Mines can be very effective against sudden attacks. Each group can be quickly and easily queued with one drag of the mouse. And on the other hand, Tier 1 anti-air turrets, when modded to the shape of a sphere, work fabulously to pepper your base with added protection. Kudos to Death by Denim for the modding help.
Okay, now I only caught one unit on that mine, but that's a good unit to catch because it does absorb a lot of firepower, and one mine took that unit out, and I was able to save quite a few units there in the process. Now getting going here, you can see that I'm going to go and try to reestablish this line right here and go ahead and get my resources up, laying a strips of mines all around the sides just to kind of help out a little bit. I went ahead, knowing this map the way I do, I went ahead and I avoided these to start with, and I will probably get those. I saw this jackal down here with all this, and I did not want to set him off to attacking me. And I happen to know there's this huge open spans over here that not many people take right off the bat. So I sent an air fabricator over there to secure that, and hoping I can hold it, for a longer period of time. I might have done the same up here, but that is a little close in between 2 players there. Now, let me state right now that this game says 43 minutes, but we are going to try to get through this in under 30, give you some nice 30 minutes of romp and stomping Planetary Annihilation here and not have to wait too long to see it all.
Yes, let's take a look at the other players and see where they are about at the 7:30 mark.
Okay, well, let's do that. So we've already taken a look at me. We have White here. It looks like White is doing a lot of air to start with. He had 4 air factories, okay, and he's only got a small footprint for his base. Let's move over here to Green. I like Green's start. He's got plenty of production. He's already going tier 2. He went orbital, orbital radar, which is nice because a lot of people can rush orbital, and that's really, really a big pain. I like his placement of this pelter right behind the, the cliff here. Really strategic. I definitely like this guy's play to start with. Yellow also, he needs a little bit more production in my opinion, but he does have early tier 2 started, which is good. Plenty of power to get that going. And he's kind of protecting himself all around. Got 1 strategically placed point defense, and we saw that he's already pushed on me once. Black, this is your normal color.
Yes.
Somebody else is playing it today. They have a pretty good amount of unit production. Black's kind of hard to see sometimes, so, if this were red, it would look bolder than it is with the black, but hey, it is what it is, and he does have some storage going, so he's probably going to tech really soon. He's probably gearing up for that. Poor Pink didn't make it in the game. Sorry to see that. Brown, that Jackal player that's directly underneath me after I north this up, has, I don't know, this is his spawn right here. I don't know why he spawned down here. He's getting a little bit of production up, but he's just kind of got his units, kind of going around and roaming packs. And let's see here. I think we're back to you now. Let's want to open up his for us.
Yeah, and at the 7-minute mark, as you've said, is usually a good time to hit that tier 2 and to get as much economy as you can.
Okay, and it looks like you've done the same thing I did. You know the map pretty well. You send an air fabricator off to this side to get this V lake here because it is not normally taken by people. Of course, I didn't know that was so close to you. That would have been even nicer. And let's see, I like the use of the fabricators. I used the combat fabricators a lot before they were decreased in cost in this build, but they're even better to use now. All these trees produce quite a bit of metal.
And you can see I've got 1 eating trees, and the other 2 are building mines.
It's a good location for mines as well. If you were to build mines, say, right here, I'd say it's a bad location because this gentleman's radar is going to see it, right? But where you built them at over here, this is a good spot because you had the CSG blocking this to create a situation where players might flow around. And this player is far enough away that the radar isn't going to see that unless he comes up to build one. So you have a good chance of him being able to run into them.
And we found that those combat fabricators can really spike your metal.
Let's take a look at that and see exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and hit play here, and you'll see, look at all these economy, this metal income coming in here, and look at B8 Factor and Game Girl spiking up 170, 180, and everybody else is still down below 100. That is us eating trees. I'm doing the same thing, eating trees. Does a very good job of spiking your economy, which helps you propel your tech to get to tier 2 quickly, and you can go from there. So let's get back to myself here, and we'll see that I've already started a little bit of an invasion on yellow. I wanted to go ahead and be super aggressive in this particular game, and I noticed that white was going a lot of air, so I went ahead and built a lot of AA here, and you can see that I did it in quite a bit of it, expecting him to charge that direction. So that enabled me to attack yellow with most of my ground force, and I'm trying to outproduce him as well as tech up. I've decided to go tier 2 advanced vehicle factory so I can get some shellers. I definitely like shellers. They're very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and invade into yellow here. I bring a bit of air support so I can see what's going on. I feel like I have enough units to take this out, and I'm going to push in. I will spread the units out so I don't get as badly uber cannon. So you got a good uber cannon on me there. I can't really target his commander just yet because I've got to kill all the units first, so we'll spread them out as best I can. Yep, going to make short work of him. Okay, with yellow gone, I'm going to want to secure this base. I do need the double base with income to propel my, my war machine. I definitely have. Let's take a look at this. I see some damage over here. Let's take a quick look. Yes, he did. He did come in here, just like I thought he would, to try to tackle this, and he ran straight into the airs. So that trap, that definitely worked and allowed me to go over here and take yellow. I'm glad to see that paid off. I hate spending a lot of money on turrets and have it be, have it return nothing in return.
Worked well for you. Prevented him from coming all the way into your base.
Absolutely. So I have a decision to make here now. I've got Brown on one side, this Jackal player down here who has a lot of docks moving around, and I see that on the radar. I'll just go ahead and show that to you guys. Okay. And I have Green up here, which apparently, from my perspective, looks like he's padding his choke points. And, I definitely don't like to attack into a narrow ravine. It's very difficult unless I have an overwhelming force. So I would have to scout that out before I would head that way. It just would not make sense. I do see White is a small footprint as well, so I'm not that concerned about him just yet. Let's take a look and see what's happening here with Game Girl. She did lay these mines down. We saw this location. Now, large groups coming at her, and look at this. All of these docks are taken out by just 6 or 7 mines, and she's identified that there's no anti-air here. So she's moving her bombers in. There is no reason to risk any of your ground units. Look at this. She barely took a single, well, he did follow up, so that was nice of him, but she barely took a single loss with that entire force coming in. And just to take a look at that really quick, again, I want to show you the force itself before. Look at this. If you were to gauge this versus this to start with, now granted she does have some Geely, but they're in the back here, you would expect her to take at least a 30% loss at that, and she did not. That is good defense right there, and that's what mines can do for you. I really, really like that. Okay, let's get back to here. We'll see that I have secured the base. I have both of them. I wanted to put a gate up so I can go back and forth, get a little radar up, make sure I know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and scout and see who my next opponent is. I want to check out Green, see what he's got, what I'm looking to, fight there. Go up, see if there's any battle between him and Blue. I don't know if that's going on. And I'll go ahead and back around and see White as well. Nice little clip of a Fabricator there. And so I'm not really worried about White. It looks like Green might be the next target, but at the same time, Brown decides to attack me, which changes my entire focus to hit Brown. He loses quite a few docks coming on that little line of mines, and I'm going to go ahead and push back. Now, in this particular situation, I'm pretty much forced to attack Brown because he attacked me. And I decide that I'm going to go ahead and send both forces down. I don't want to do this, half-heartedly. I want to make sure I take him out. A lot of times I'll send a small force and I'll kill a lot of units, and then his commander runs away and rebuilds. I want to take him out. I want this triangle for myself. I want those 3 bases.
Well, what can you actually see?
Let's take a look. Put you in there as well. So I see all of this craziness going on, and the fact that he attacked me. And I don't know what's in his base yet, so I'm bringing my force down to take a look at that. And, I took a little bit of risk up here with Green, but when I scouted him, I didn't see like he was poised to attack, so I thought it would be, easy for me to do.
So far, so good.
So far, so good, absolutely. I see his production line here. I'm going to go ahead and move in on that. He didn't have a whole lot by his resources, which sort of surprised me, so I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm in a good situation here. Went ahead and sent my scouts out, felt safe to do so, realized this is his main base, this is the nucleus of his base, so I'm going to go ahead and move in on this. And while this is happening, go ahead and prepare for the next attack. I feel like I'm, I scouted earlier and I saw that Green was only on 1 base. I know Blue has him marked up on the top. White's only on 1 base, so I'm not worried about that. And even though I have this force attacking here and out of place, I'm going to go ahead to prevent my base from being attacked, push in on Green at the same time. I think that I have the ability to do so with the amount of units that I have. Absolutely. So while I'm doing that, let me switch over and see what you're doing.
I'm headed out to get some Tier 2 mechs, increase my economy. And I'm also sending what I like to send, a couple of tanks and a spinner to little metal spots far away from my main base, just to protect them from random docks who some people spam across the world, and it just eats everything away.
I like how you have escorted. I really like how you've escorted this Tier 2 Fabricator. They are very, very valuable. A lot of people send those out in different directions, but if you escort it, it can make all the difference in the world from a few docks taking it out. All right, so let's see what's going on back here. I wish I'd had a Fabricator down here with my group. I could have quickly got it somewhere. These Fabricators just do not build it fast enough to get it somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and go orbital, but I've moved in with this force, and you see there was a little bit of a battle that took place. You know, I did swing around back with some docks, and I saw his commander. I really couldn't get super excited about that. I can't get there in a hurry. I don't have any bombers. So I'm going to try to move in and set up shop right here and just basically let my shellers do their job while I work on the next attack elsewhere. Looking at my situation here, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to keep streamlining units in here to take care of that. So while this is taking place, and while I'm holding this foothold down here and securing both my bases, I'm going to go ahead and move in on white at the same time.
So while you're deciding to attack everyone, I'm trying to decide whom I'm going to attack. And I've got a satellite on green, and I see his commander right beside me, all by himself and injured. And at the same time, I'm headed toward white to see what's going on over there. So I'm thinking about white, and I get over there, and you're already over there. So then I'm thinking, well, green will be easy. So I've got this little group right here headed up that way, and lo and behold, there you are again, stealing another kill from me.
Yes. I'm bloodthirsty today.
Which means you get the resources. So now I am going to see about the black. I don't see you anywhere around there, so I've got my gate going up. So I decide I have to attack black. What else is there? Red keeps taking all the other kills, so I get a gate going, get my units out just in time. And I do have some spinners in there to protect me against the air.
Those Vanguards just shred docks.
Taking a look-see to see what else I can see. There's his commander. I'm feeling pretty confident in my force so far.
Oh, absolutely. You're tearing his base up. There's not much you can do to get away from this situation. Matter of fact, he's just coming straight at you. Good job.
Well, at least I got one kill that you didn't grab first.
I think you probably do more than that.
Oh yes, I have a satellite over brown.
Looks to me like you can see brown as well.
So I'm thinking now that I'm going to go toward brown. I don't see you down there, and I'm just taking a little bit of air. I see that there's a gate I'm passing, a little bit of Faber eating, and there's his commander, who just then disappears. But since I knew the gate was up top, I knew where he might be, even though I can't quite see him on my vision. So the same force I used to kill black, I am headed directly toward brown with that. And brown doesn't have much of a chance.
No, he does not. Yes. So while you were trying to find an opponent to attack, I was attacking just about everybody. I'd hit brown, I hit green, I hit white almost at the same time. White was probably the last person, and you had been watching this. You had satellites everywhere watching all this action take place. I was just expanding like a madman, trying to find anybody I could attack. It's been a while since we played PA. This new build I'm super excited about, and I just wanted to take people out. You know, having a situation where there's new players involved that we haven't played before, it's a lot of fun to just get super aggressive because I don't know how they're going to react. And, you know, that's just the way it went this round. Now, with that situation in hand, you know, white's about to die and brown's about to die, and then it is literally just the two of us. And now that it is the two of us, it is time for us to go mano-a-mano. It is now 1v1. I do have a little bit of advantage because I had attacked so many people earlier and I have all this econ. Let's take a look at that real quick. 900 to 500. But what are you doing here?
Well, I, knowing you have most of the map, am going out to look for your resources to eat.
And that is super annoying. You know, I have my units grouped together, but you're sending out these hordes of docks all over the back of the map, and they just shred mechs that aren't protected. It's a very smart thing to do if you can afford to do so. If you're in a situation where you're way behind, that's definitely going to help you out. Absolutely. I feel like I'm pretty strong. I'm just going to move in on you with these two tier 2 forces, and that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. But you have a pretty nice force, I gotta say. I don't think I'm going to be able to crack your base as easily as I thought I was, even with my double income. You're melting that force pretty quickly, and I'm going to secure this one. I figured if you had most of your army over here, I'd move in on the second half, and that I did not see all of those units there. That's crazy. Just instantly dropped, disappeared.
Landed right on those mines.
So I've got sight all over the map. I'm going ahead and trying to secure. I'm in a situation where I've got army everywhere. I'm trying to defend all this annoying spread of units. She's got Geely and Shellers and Docks and ants all over the map, just eating the resources up. I've just got you can see I have a platoon here, a platoon here, a platoon over here, and she's eating away my resources over here as well. So my expansions are falling apart with the exception of my original second expansion. I did have a massive advantage, and it is quickly, becoming more even here. I just have to regroup and rally the troops and hit her in one big force.
Just anything I can do to try to keep you busy, and so I can build up my base a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Now that he's whittled my base down to practically nothing,
it's time to move the final blow in. I go ahead and get as many gates as I can set up, and each one of these gates is attached to one of those platoons I showed you earlier back around the entire map. I'm trying to regroup all of my units into one large force here, including everything from the unit cannon, and just move in and finish this game off. It has been long enough.
I think you were pretty tired of losing so many units on my...
Oh, absolutely I was. I skipped a fort a little bit. I actually hit her with 3 of the waves before this one and lost all my units on every single attack. She did an excellent job of defending this the structure right here. I'm going to added protection, throw a couple Hulkins up just in case this last force fails too, because this is everything I've got. I have mass production back to the base, but literally this is my entire army streaming out to take care of this last bit. And just in case it fails, I want to have that Hulkins up.
Not much more I can do.
Nope. Being brave. Out there with your commander, throwing out Hoover cannons. I love it. Fine way to go out. This was a very fun 8-player free-for-all. Really enjoyed it. This is V8 Factor.
And Game Girl.
Signing out.
Hope to see you in the lobby.